The deep ocean has always been humanity's final frontier, hostile, mysterious, and largely unexplored. For centuries, only governments and research giants could afford to venture there. OceanGate, led by CEO Stockton Rush, wanted to change that. Their mission democratized deep-sea exploration and let private citizens visit the Titanic for $250,000 each. They promised not just a trip, but a chance to join history and science. Rush criticized the industry's caution, claiming regulations stifled innovation and made exploration too expensive. OceanGate positioned itself as a disruptive force, using Silicon Valley language and startup energy. But the deep ocean is unforgiving. At Titanic's depth, pressure is 400 times that at sea level. Traditional submersibles used thick, spherical metal hulls to survive. OceanGate chose a different path. That boldness would lead to tragedy and raise hard questions about the cost of innovation. OceanGate's Titan was a radical departure from traditional submersibles. Instead of a metal sphere, Titan's main compartment was a pill-shaped carbon fiber tube with titanium end caps. This design allowed 5 people to travel in relative comfort, maximizing space and minimizing weight. The carbon fiber hull, 5 inches thick, was inspired by aerospace and racing technology. Controls were minimal, just a video game controller and a few off-the-shelf screens. Stockton Rush touted this as modern, intuitive, and cost-effective. The goal: repeated commercially viable trips to the Titanic, with week-long expeditions and 8 to 10-hour dives. Titan could be launched from a small support ship, further cutting costs. Every aspect of Titan's design was about breaking with tradition, prioritizing business and tourism over scientific conservatism. It was a bold experiment in deep-sea engineering. But boldness in the deep sea comes with unique risks. Titan's engineering choices alarmed many experts. Carbon fiber is strong under tension, but its behavior under deep-sea compression is unpredictable and can fail catastrophically. The hull was a carbon fiber cylinder bonded to titanium end caps, 2 materials that expand and contract differently under pressure. Each dive stressed these joints, risking microfractures and delamination. Over time, these flaws could grow, weakening the hull, a process called cyclic fatigue. Unlike industry norms, OceanGate skipped third-party certification, relying on internal tests and an acoustic monitoring system to detect fiber breaks. Experts saw this as dangerously inadequate. Instead of proving safety, OceanGate was essentially experimenting with human lives. The Titan operated far outside established safety norms. The risks were not theoretical. They were built into the vessel's very design. The consequences would be devastating. Warnings about Titan came early and often. In 2018, the Marine Technology Society and dozens of experts urged OceanGate to seek independent certification, fearing disaster. Stockton Rush dismissed these concerns as resistance to innovation. Even OceanGate's own director of marine operations, David Lockridge, flagged critical safety issues, especially with the carbon fiber hull, and was fired after raising them. Former passengers reported lost communications and exterior damage on previous dives. These incidents were brushed off as part of the adventure, but engineers saw a pattern of technical problems and missing safety systems. The warnings were clear, coming from inside and outside the company. Yet the expeditions continued. The stage was set for tragedy. On June 18, 2023, Titan began its descent to the Titanic with 5 people aboard. The dive started as planned, with regular check-ins via acoustic messages. As they descended, the world outside faded to black and pressure mounted. About 1 hour and 45 minutes in, all communications stopped. Titan was still far above the seafloor. At first, the crew on the support ship hoped it was a glitch. But as hours passed and Titan failed to resurface, dread set in. The alarm was raised that evening. Titan was missing, with only 96 hours of oxygen. An international search began as the world watched and hoped for a miracle. Ships, planes, and remotely operated vehicles scoured the North Atlantic. The clock was ticking, but hope was fading fast. On June 22, 2023, searchers found a debris field near the Titanic. Titan's titanium nose cone and other fragments told a grim story, a catastrophic implosion. At nearly 6,000 psi, the hull failed instantly, crushing the sub in milliseconds. The 5 aboard died instantly, never knowing what happened. Experts believe repeated dives weakened the carbon fiber hull through cyclic fatigue. Tiny, invisible cracks grew, until, on that final dive, the hull gave way. The acoustic monitoring system failed to provide warning. The implosion occurred near maximum depth, matching the timeline of lost communication. There was no slow leak or gradual failure, just sudden, total collapse. The very innovation that set Titan apart became its fatal flaw. The experiment ended in tragedy. The world was left searching for answers. To understand Titan's failure, compare it to industry gold standards like Alvin. Alvin's titanium sphere is designed for safety, not comfort, and is rigorously certified and inspected. Every component is tested and retested. Safety is non-negotiable. Independent oversight and regular recertification are mandatory. OceanGate, by contrast, self-certified and bypassed independent review. Where Alvin's world is defined by checklists and caution, OceanGate prized speed and disruption. In deep-sea exploration, safety protocols exist for a reason. The industry's conservatism is built on hard-won experience and past tragedies. Titan's story is a stark reminder of why those safeguards matter. The Titan tragedy is a devastating lesson in the importance of industry standards. Regulations aren't red tape. They're written in blood, forged from past disasters. OceanGate exploited regulatory loopholes, launching from international waters to avoid strict oversight. Stockton Rush saw regulations as obstacles, but in deep-sea exploration, the margin for error is zero. Third-party certification provides unbiased safety checks, something OceanGate eliminated. The laws of physics are not negotiable. Pressure at Titanic's depth is absolute. Industry standards dictate proven materials, spherical hulls, and rigorous testing. By ignoring these, OceanGate gambled with lives. The Titan disaster underscores why safety must always come first. The cost of ignoring hard-won lessons is measured in lives lost. The loss of Titan and its crew is a tragedy and a warning. Innovation is vital, but never at the expense of safety. Go fever, the urge to push ahead despite warnings, can be deadly. OceanGate ignored expert advice and normalized risky shortcuts. This disaster will likely prompt new regulations and greater oversight for adventure tourism. The lesson true pioneers respect the rules they seek to improve. The wreckage of Titan, near the Titanic, is a silent memorial. It reminds us that unchecked ambition can have catastrophic consequences. For engineers and explorers, the duty is clear safety above all. The story of Titan must never be repeated.